Ew. What's going on? It's your boy Ike Nitty from New York City, and you are tuning into Life with Zadie Andre. Welcome, 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 beautiful people. Before we get into the Kool Aid and Ciroc, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into Life with Zadie Andre. I hope you enjoy this podcast and what I have in store for you because it's going to be the bomb. Now, so for those who don't know me, hi, I'm Isaiah. Nice to meet you. I am from New Jersey. I've been in New Jersey all my life. I would say my age, but girl, I ain't gonna go there because I am close to my 30s and yeah, I don't want to tell y'all my age, but I'm still in my 20s, so don't do me like that. Now, even though I've been in New Jersey all my life, well, I've been in New Jersey, New York, I lived in North Carolina with my dad like a year or two, but I definitely want to move to North Carolina, Charlotte to be exact. I want to move there mainly because I just want a new beginning, and I feel like North Carolina is in the South. I like it. Everyone is nice. Everyone's so welcoming. Well, at least when I went to Charlotte, everyone was welcoming. And I just really enjoyed myself when I went with my sister. And we really just had a great time. Well, we did have some drama that weekend, but we ain't gonna get into all that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have her on the podcast and maybe we'll get into that tea. Okay, girl. So, yeah, that's definitely what I want to do in a couple years, but unfortunately, I'm still here, but I'm thankful for everything because everything can be taken away tomorrow, and I'm thankful I'm still working, doing what I got to do. I still have a roof over my head. I still have a nice car. Well, actually, I just got a new car recently, and she is fabulous, just like Zadie Andre. And I'm just hoping for the best. I keep God first, and I remain optimistic as I always should. So that is a little bit about me, and now it's time for us to get into the Kool Aid and Ciroc. So I hope you guys bought your tea, your chips, your snacks, whatever you guys like, because it's going to be interesting. So I decided to do this podcast because actually I've been told my whole well, not my whole life, but I've been told since college. Shout out to University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff because that's where I went to school, and I definitely would do that all over again just for the experience because I had a great time there. But anyway, so my aunt actually was the first person to tell me like, Isaiah, you really should get into radio. Like you have the personality, you have the voice, sense of humor, your energy is amazing. You really need to consider doing radio. And I was just like, I don't know about all that, girl. I don't know about all that. Because let me tell you something, I cannot be in a studio and these people be asking me thousands of questions and my weave might fall off because y'all, my weave costs $700 plus and I ain't got time. So, I got to do what I got to do. But as time went on, I noticed that people I came across in life also told me I need to do podcasts or something with radio because I have the voice, again, personality, and my energy is just unmatched. And not to sound a little cocky, but I do feel like my energy is unmatched because I have yet to find anyone in this world who has the same personality and energy like Zadie Andre. But that's just me. So again, yes, I'm doing this podcast because I felt like, yeah, I've been told for so long that I should do one. And when I am on Instagram, I'm always telling stories, like short stories about my life, my experiences, and what I've been through, positive and negative. So I was just like, you know what? I'm really going to do one, and I just want to see how it goes. So that's definitely what I want to get into. I also want to motivate and inspire others, not just LGBT, but everyone. I feel like there are so many people out there who go through so much and they have yet to talk about it with anyone. And I'm at a stage in my life where I feel like I'm ready to be vulnerable and talk about it on this podcast. And that's what I'm going to do. And I hope that I will be able to motivate and inspire you guys to talk to someone, because I know how it feels to feel like you're alone and you have nobody and everyone is against you. And it's not a good feeling, obviously. And I just really hope I can have that impact on you guys. So that is one of my main goals for this podcast. And I had so many different names for this podcast. I really did not know what I wanted to name it. I've had plenty. I have had Crossover Zay, From Bad Boy to Grown Man, Reading the Lines, The Cure, Tears for Fears, Strength of a Man, You're Enough, All I Have, Sweet and Salty, Remember Your Strength, Bigger Than All, Telling the Truth, Real Recognizes Real, stuff like that. And I was just sitting in my room like, what do I want to name this podcast? Because I really want to have a great impression when I announce to the world, like, this is going to be my podcast. And one day I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to use any of those. What I'm going to use is Life with Zay DeAndre, because it's pretty much about my life. It's about where I was, where I am, and where I'm going. And I really am just so excited to be sharing my stories, my life, my truth with you guys. And if anyone out there wants to reach out to me and talk to me about their issues, I can talk about what I've been through, or I can talk about something I did, or maybe just some advice. Or if you just want to talk, I'm always here. I'm a listening ear regardless. And I just want you guys to know that you are not alone in this world, and the world is not against you. As much as you may think the world is against you, it's not true. You just have to focus more on the positives and not be so negative like I was. And I'm telling you this from experience that I was so negative. I felt like I was hitting rock bottom and I didn't know what to do. And eventually I was going to give up on my life, and I didn't want to do that. So I had to make a change, and this is part of it. And I'm, again, happy just to share this moment with you guys. Now, I have a lot of stories, guys. I really, really have a lot of stories. And it goes from, well, I'm going to go from negative to positive. So it goes from bullying, neglecting, depression, emotional breakdowns, revenge, my reckless mouth. I feel like I wasn't considerate of people's feelings. My attitude was a lot more horrible, and my facial expressions was probably number one, or is number one for the negatives. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I really feel that that is something that I can't get rid of. Like, my facial expressions are just me. I don't know if it's maybe a Taurus thing. Yes, I am a Taurus, born April 29th. Shout out to the Taurus gang. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if that's just our thing, or that's just me. But honestly, I'm beginning to think that maybe it is a Taurus thing, because other Taurus that I have come across have crazy facial expressions, and mine just happen to be terrible. And the thing about it, in my defense, is that I don't realize that I'm doing it. Like, I literally could be looking at something and then I don't realize that I'm giving like a dirty look. That's just how it is. And I'm like, and it's, some of my friends be like, Isaiah, what are you doing? Zay, what are you doing? And I'll be like, what do you mean? They'd be like, your face. You look so disgusting. I'll be like, what face? They're like, your face you're making right now. And it's like, I don't, I don't really mean to do it. And anybody who knows me, like my close friends and family, can vouch for that. They have told me my facial expressions are crazy, and that's something I try to work on, but it's hard because I feel like that's just who Zay is, and that's all Zay is gonna be. Another thing is I'm very shady. I'm sorry guys, like I'm very very shady, but I feel like I'm not disrespectful shady. I feel like I'm more like a funny shady. Like, if I don't like you, I'm not gonna sit here and act like we're cool because I feel like that's fake. But I'm not gonna sit here and look you up and down and act like I want to fight you because clearly that takes too much energy. You know what I mean? And I will give the looks or I may say something, but that's just how I am. But my two main issues are me being shady and my facial expressions. Again, my friends can vouch for that because I'm always shading my friends, but not in a mean way, just in a funny way because that's just how I am. And I'm glad that my friends know me well enough to know that I don't mean any harm. I'm just a beautiful person who has the mouth of a firecracker. But don't get it twisted, I can back it up. And if you want to see me, what's good? What's good? But yeah, I really, there's so many things that I just want to address. And well, that was the negative stuff. Now let's focus. Let's talk about the positive stuff. Excuse me. I started getting life coaching, working out, speaking up more, confiding close friends, positive vibes, and I always say how I feel. I feel like once I started working on myself instead of being so negative, that's when things really started to turn around for me. I still have skeletons in the closet that I need to work out regardless. However, it's a work in progress, It's not like, I'm this negative person and I always have an impression on fighting or being mean to people because that's how I was back in the day. I feel like people who didn't, like, I woke up mad at the world and I don't know why. Because there was so much going on in my life, I began to take it out on other people. And I know that wasn't okay. It wasn't right for me to take my anger out on people that didn't do anything to me. And I feel like because of that, I distanced myself from so many people who wanted to be my friend, who wanted to get to know me, who wanted to hang out. And I was always like, no, I'm okay. I'll stay in my lane and you stay in yours. And I feel like that had a big impact on my childhood because in high school, I was always in the house. Like, I would literally go to school, I would come home, do my homework, do my chores or whatever, and then I was in my room. I never was the type to really go out. I went out sometimes, but mainly I can tell you I was probably trapped in my room most of my high school life and probably middle school too. Well, I don't really remember middle school, but high school, yeah. It was a lot going on in high school, and I will talk about high school life again with all these stories I have to tell, and you guys will get to know more about Zay, me, and what I'm about in the stuff I want to address. And eventually, I want to have, my mom, my dad, and some other close friends on here and talk about, you know, their life experiences, like how they felt about me being gay, or do they feel a certain way now? What was their fears? How, you know, what what do they wish would change in the LGBT community? Stuff like that. And then as far as my friends, I just want to have them on my podcast and they can share their life, their experiences, their stories. And, I'm sure that a lot of people eventually will, I'm sorry, people will come across and see that they're not alone. They will come to the conclusion that they're not alone. And again, guys, you all belong on this earth, bottom line. No matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on, how you're feeling, you are not alone. And you matter. At the end of the day, your life matters. And I, I really hope that you guys really pay attention to my podcast and feel free to reach out to me and just talk to me about whatever's going on. If you like my podcast, if you feel like I could use some constructive criticism, whatever it may be, like I'm always down for extra help because I'm new to the podcast stuff, obviously. And I just want to, again, have a good experience, that's all, while also sharing my vulnerable moments with you guys because I really have stories. I really do. And I feel like once I get into the Kool-Aid and Ciroc of these stories, you guys will be like, wow, you went through that stuff? I had no idea, or who knew? But, well, some people who really know me know like some of these stories, or on Instagram. Like I said, I tell short little stories on Instagram, but now my podcast, I'll go even more in depth, you know? And I really, really, really hope that I can make a good impression on you guys. Not just LGBT. Again, I'm not trying to just address LGBT, it's everyone. I want to, I want all of us to come together. And I just want us to realize that we all have a purpose in life, and we don't have to put a guard up all the time. And we don't have to feel like the world is against us, or things aren't going our way right now, or we always have to fight to prove a point, or whatever the case may be. It's really not worth it. Yes, feel upset about stuff. Like we all get upset about things, but just make sure that you are doing what's best for you and what's making you happy. Because most of the stuff that people do, it's just for some clout, and it's not cute. It's really not. You just have to believe in yourself, trust yourself, and remove all the toxic people out of your life, because that's what I did. I really don't deal with a lot of people. I really don't. And once I started to cut those people out of my life, more positive things started to happen. I can count on my fingers how many people I consider friends. Everyone else is an associate. That's pretty much what it is. I can count on my fingers how many people I consider friends. And that's just how it is. So just take it a day at a time, because that's all you guys can do at the end of the day. You guys are all beautiful. Again, your life matters. And don't let anyone on this earth tell you otherwise. And if they do, tell them to come see me, because my hands work. Period. I'm just kidding, guys. Violence is never the answer. However, if you gotta hit somebody with that two-piece, oh, that sound good. A two-piece with a biscuit and a lemonade. Somebody could put that order in for me though. Like, real talk, that sounds good. 9 times out of 10, if they try to tell you differently, they're just not happy with who they are and they wish they could be in your position. So just brush that dirt off your shoulders because it's not worth it. Wait. Hold up. I know you guys have to remember that song, Dirt Off Your Shoulder by Jay-Z. If you feeling like a pimp, hit her, gone, brush your shoulders off. Ladies is pimps too, gone, brush your shoulders off. You hit is crazy, baby, don't forget that boy taught you get that dirt off your shoulders. Ooh, throwback. Ah! That was my song. Oh my goodness. But no, don't let negativity overshadow what you're trying to do or what you got going on because haters love to hate, and when you keep shining they're just gonna hate even more. And if you don't have haters, baby, you ain't doing something right. So keep doing you, keep a smile, and stay pretty. And that is where I will wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on Life with Zadie Andre.